Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Barasham, Yahushai, Barasham, and Kakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Wisdom. Alright, this will be a short one, as you see in the video from an airplane. Clearly, alright, you had a chariot basically hiding in the clouds. Not like they have to hide, but Yahweh made it where not everybody, should see the UFOs, which are called UAPs by now. Basically he don't want everybody to know that there are so-called UAPs at the moment, and he is using Esau, the Edomites, which is called Satan according to the Bible, to do so. Alright, because they could bring it out in the mass media, but they don't do it. Alright, there you go. Of course, the Pentagon admitted that they are real, alright, but people don't even know the Pentagon. They watch movies, this and that. You have movies where they talk about the Pentagon. Basically, they not consider, and they are basically simpletons. And this is from the channel UFO section 5.1. And this is clearly a triangle chariot. Alright, it looks like really, a strange one. You have chariots mostly looking like the flying wall, which you can see with 10 times 20 or so, which we have in Zechariah. And let's get it real quick. Behold, I saw a flying roll. Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and I lifted up mine eyes and looked up, and behold, a flying roll. Alright, let's get it. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. And if you go into the cubits, which we would call meters, you can calculate how much meter is 1 cubit. Alright, and then you will come out like, let's say, 20 times 10 or so I wanted to speak German, quarter meters, alright? So it's the typical appearance of a chariot, What is typical, But let's say like that, the triangle UAPs show up often also, especially recently. You have also many triangle chariots, alright? But you would say like the fathership, when it comes back, most likely it is a round one, when we have pictures about Yahushai coming to them clouds, artwork basically, also on our home pages, you will see mostly the round one, alright, because it's the most beautiful actually. When it comes to the fathership, you would say, kind of like this round ship, you have the sea of glass in it, I don't know. Maybe it can be a triangle also, we don't know. But what we know is when the ICBM missiles hit, we will have salvation, okay? Because we can stand on the sea of glass and watching the missiles going up. But let's read it. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side, according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side, according to it. I will bring forth, said Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. Because why? Because these UAPs can shoot lasers, which are the chariots of the angel again. So please tell me, because you have still scoffers, and it's interesting to ask these questions, Why would Zachariah see a flying wall that big? First off. Then also, how can a flying wall consume a house with the stones thereof? Does a flying wall shoot laser? No. Okay, then also, how are you gonna explain this? Alright, that we have actually scriptures in Psalms for belief, for example, the chariots of Yahweh are thousands upon thousands. Okay, 68 I believe. Then also, who maketh the clouds his chariots. Okay, so precept upon precept is a way to snare you heathens, okay, because really if we scoff still at UAPs that they're the angels basically and that they're existing, okay, you are heathen. Salacha, but it's just what it is. Alright. Okay, and then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. So basically what you have with the UAPs, of course, they are mostly, you have the most sightings here in America and this and that, But that is only because we will have the main salvation, the main deliverance in America, which is Babylon the Great Whore. Okay, so you have them watching basically over the whole world, they are basically everywhere, okay, you have sightings everywhere, okay, here in Germany where I am, okay, so another proof, okay, so please don't tell me there was a flying wall in that size coming to him and he talked about a flying wall actually that would, nah man, okay. Of course, we have certain terms in this time which were not there. Okay, so of course Yahweh could write chariot here. This is the chariot or the chariots that go over the whole house, this and that. But why is he not doing that? Because he let's say it like that, when they asked Yahweh, why do you read unto them in parables? Because to you it is given, but to them it is not given. Okay, so Yahweh wants people to get deceived by their own wicked and vain opinion. So that's why he is showing us here, okay, even when he could ride chariots, which again he does in many cases in the Bible when it talks actually about the UAPs. In some cases he won't. All right. For example, we have the flying wall. We have the mountain in 2nd Esdras, okay, where Esdras saw a flying. He saw basically when this mountain, it appeared to him as a mountain, but it was actually a chariot, okay? He took himself a great mountain. Let's get it quickly, okay? Because this is also, please don't tell me, this makes it even more simpleton, talking about these people, okay? Please don't tell me he was taking himself a mountain and flew upon it. Please don't tell me, okay? Of course, this is another example, as I said, that he could ride chariot, okay, he took himself a great chariot and flew upon it. No man, it looked like a mountain because it was so big, and Yahweh wants sometimes things otherwise to be described, and again he could not ride chariot or UAP, okay, just as for like years ago, if somebody would say UAP, you wouldn't know what this guy means, because UAP is a real new term, okay? Flew upon it. And again, this will be a quick one. Let me get it. 2nd Esdras 13 and 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. You see? Let's read from verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number, from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, I and could not. And after this I beheld it all day, which were gathered together to subdue him, were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held a sword, nor any instrument of war. Okay? So basically this is a prophecy, of course, you know. Because we will have a main, big fathership also, okay? And most likely it is just like a mountain round, okay? Not that actually triangle, you would say, you know? You know, because, it's, you know. But let's get real quick, okay, from what will come deliverance also. Salachia. As it were for a little moment. Recently I do a lot of videos about chariots, but you know, I actually really often also look in the sky for chariots, even with binoculars, and I can't say it often enough, man. Yahweh wanted to show me one time really a heavy chariot, just like a mountain. It was really big, like a mountain. Not like in Astros, but at least, I don't know, but at least it appeared to be, you know, it took basically almost a place of a whole mountain, you know, not so big mountain, you know. And I had no mobile phone with me because it was one day before that. It was filled with water, so it was destroyed, and then I had to order a new one, and I had this one day without one because the order was completed, but you know, they didn't send it to me yet, and then I was basically without a mobile phone on that day. And guess what happened on exactly that day? And it was a very long time ago since I had no mobile phone, even a day. You know, doing these lessons, this and that, you know, being busy, listening to the elders and apostles, okay, to the brothers, okay, and this and that, studying, you do that always with your mobile phone, you know. So basically, yeah, you know, I couldn't make a photo, because if I would have done a photo, you would believe me when I say that I was actually knowing this was a chariot in a cloud, alright, on a mountain. Isaiah 26 and 20. Come, my people, enter down into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast. Beautiful, man. Okay, and this is talking about the ICBM nuclear missiles straight coming from a heathen nation, okay, fired to another heathen nation, alright, because that's how Yahweh gets down, using nation against nation, okay. Can to make it Klaus's chariots real quick. Chariot. Psalms 104 and 3. Who lay at the beams of his chambers in the waters, who make it the clouds his chariot, basically. Who walked upon the wings of the wind. There you go. Okay. Let's get that also. Thousands, even thousands upon thousands. Not Revelation. It's Psalm 68, as I said. It goes into the elders also, thousands upon thousands. You see, I can read it to you also, Revelation 5 and 11 real quick. And I beheld and heard the voice of many angels round about the throne and the beast and the elders, and the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000 and thousands of thousands. You see, so how much more has that to do with the chariots? Because you have that much chariots described here. Let's get that. Psalm 68 and 17, King James Version. The chariots of God Elohim are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord Yahweh is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place. There you go. And with that, our praises to Yahweh Ba'Hasham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hasham, Makakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of goodness. So shout out to GMS Germany Camp Shalom.